What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are here in the back of the Honda Civic here. Today we're going to be tackling some of the issues with it that we need to get replaced and or fixed so that we can make sure that this Honda Civic is in tip-top shape for the new owner. So first thing first, we're going to jump on the valve cover, make sure that gasket gets replaced so there's no more oil leak. Then we're going to jump over and fix that sagging headliner. Then we're going to replace those disgusting sun visors. So you guys aren't going to want to miss out on today's video, so make sure you stay until the end, and let's go ahead and jump right into the valve cover gasket replacement. Alright guys, jumping on the valve cover gasket here. We did have a leak right here in this vicinity, but since I pressure washed it, you can't see it anymore. So we're going to replace the valve cover and take care of that leak. So first thing, we got to get rid of the ignition coils here, and then we can tackle the 7 bolts that we need to remove. Now using a 10mm, we'll remove this bracket here and this bracket there. Then using some pliers, we're going to disconnect this hose. Now we've got these 5 bolts that you guys can see on top. They're not going to come completely out, but we need to loosen them so that we can get this valve cover off. Alright, now that the old gaskets are out, we can get our new ones put in. These are from carparts.com. They're about $12 and some change for all of it. So let's go ahead and get this put in, and then we can throw our valve cover back in. Let's go. Now with the valve cover gasket all finished up, it's time we move on to the sun visors and headliner. Guys, really quick, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying today's video and you want to see more content just like it. But let's jump right back into the video. Alright guys, jumping in the inside, we're going to remove those gross sun visors, as you guys can see. Now they're super easy to remove, so let's go ahead and get those out so that we can replace them and we can start working on the headliner. Now with these sun visors out, we can tackle our oh shit handles, as I commonly refer to them as. We've got 3, 1, 2, and 3 here on this driver's side, but there is not one on the driver's door because he should be grabbing the steering wheel. So let's go ahead and get those 3 oh shit handles removed. Now that we've got those handles removed, let's tackle the rear view mirror. Alright, now we need to pop out the pillar plastic along the tops here that you guys can see. I did already do the back here. I popped this out of place, popped the back one there out of place. So we might have to remove the seat belt, which is a bolt underneath here, and then we should be able to pop out all of these out of place so that we can get the headliner out. Alright, so just to show you guys, we've got the rear mold removed, this rear plastic out of place, along with this one. The side panel here is intact, but it's out of place. So you can see the headliners on the outside of it. And then moving along the front, we've got the front pillar removed. So we've got that done on both sides. Now the last step is our little dome light right there. So we're gonna pop that off and remove the screw. And then our headliner should be able to come right out. I kind of lied, the dome light is out. There are 2 clips here in the back. So flathead screwdriver, pop those out, and then our headliner will come right out. All right guys, we've got the headliner out now. We need to peel off this foam layer here. Since the headliner we picked up comes with the foam already, so we need to get that one off. As you can see, it's peeling quite nicely, but I have heard of people having to use a wire wheel to get that off. So we're gonna go ahead and peel the rest of this off, and then I'll show you guys the headliner we picked up. All right, we've got that foam backing all nice and off. Let's go ahead and pull out the new headliner and adhesive, and I'll show you guys exactly how we throw that on. All right guys, we got the new headliner laid down on our cardboard there. So let's go ahead and get it stuck down with some 3M adhesive, and let's go ahead and get this headliner replaced. All right, you guys just saw me lay down this back half here. We're gonna go ahead and tackle the front half, and then I'll show you guys the edges. All right, you guys can see we've got the new headliner all in place on this side. We did have a little mishap right here, but I have read that those creases should come out over time. But overall, I think it looks pretty good. So now we need to go along the edges and trim so that there's only about like a 2 to 3 inch overlap on the sides. So we're going to cut that down the side. And then we're going to use some more of the adhesive to lay down the sides and overlap around the edges to make sure that it is fully covered and tucked. We went ahead and used a Phillips screwdriver and some scissors to go ahead and mark all of our holes of where things are going to go, like our light and everything. And now we're going to let this sit for about 45 more minutes so that the glue can be nice and dry. And then we're going to install it back into the car. But overall, I think the replacement of this headliner was not too bad. It was probably about $80. We'll get our total right up here in that corner so you guys can be aware. And to go along with the headliner, we picked up some new sun visors that's going to be going in. We'll go ahead and update our total for those sun visors as well so we can see the total there. But let's go ahead and let this dry, and then we can get the headliner and the sun visors and the interior thrown back together and see the finished product. Alright, so balancing the headliner on my head, we were able to get our dome light installed. You can see there. And that kind of held it in place. Now we're going to go around the edges here, tuck in the headliner, and get the plastics all snapped into place, as you guys can see there. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up this headliner, and then I'll show you guys the sun visors and the after. All right, you guys can see we've got our headliner all installed, ready to go. Last thing we need to is just do these sun visors. So let's go ahead and throw those in next, and I'll show you guys a quick little time lapse. Alright guys, there we have it. These sun visors nice and installed, and honestly I think it turned out amazing. Now obviously, since they're aftermarket, they're not going to be a perfect fit, so you can see they're slightly smaller, but everything lines up, everything works as it should. You can kind of see here, got our mirror for our passenger still, everything pops out, moves accordingly. But overall, I think it turned out pretty damn good. So that is going to wrap up today's video. We fixed the valve cover gasket, we fixed our sagging headliner, and we replaced those old and gross, disgusting sun visors. Now you guys are not going to want to miss the next video. We're going to start tackling some of the paintwork, and we're going to start tackling some of the headlights and taillight issues that have come up on this car, so that we can get this car all one color, looking super good with some fresh headlights and taillights. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys would do if you were flipping a car, and make sure you guys like the video so I know you're enjoying the content, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.